chance to hear it, so let her tell it. People on the streets say Sabrina speaks. Tune into the show, she will let you know. Tell all your friends and family. Real talk is no joke. You get the news straight up from grassroots and concerned. You hear some people gone. So tell all your friends to tune in to
Good evening, Cayman. I'm Sabrina Turner, and welcome to Sabrina Speaks, your daily dose of clarity, truth, and community insights. Every weekday from 5 to 6:30 p.m., we're tackling the issues that affect you. From national headlines to grassroots concerns. Whether you're in traffic or winding down your day, this is your chance to hear it straight and speak your truth. So buckle up, Cayman. We're not holding back.
This is the show. We gotta let you know. Now we got to go.
And now here's Sabrina.
Well, happy Friday. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, one and all. Yes, and I gotta say to my friends and family near and far, welcome to another episode of Sabrina Speaks, Voices of the Islands, Conversations for the World, the podcast where voices rise, stories unfold, and inspiration definitely continues to take center stage. I am Sabrina. We're broadcasting from the beautiful Cayman Islands. Yes, Monday to Friday from 5 on till 7. Yes, and it's good to be back with you. And for another, well, you call it Free Flow Friday. Yes, it has taken on that new name. Every Friday, it's Free Flow Friday. We made it. Yes, we survived another 4-day work week. We survived. Some of us barely. I know some of you had a warm time just trying to get in after that long weekend. We know how that is. Some of you are even mixing up the days. I've been there. And today, anything goes. Any topic, any vibe, any mood. We're going to keep it like that's how it is on Free Flow Friday. Used to be Wind Down Friday. We're keeping it fun, and as we ease ourselves straight into the weekend. Now, but listen, before we get a little, into swing, get a little wild, like I call it, let me remind you that it's Father's Day weekend this weekend. Yes, Sunday is the day we celebrate the men who, you got to show them. You got to show them that they will swear now. They're a little different than us. They'll swear they don't want anything, but they still look disappointed when they get those socks or that bottle of cologne, but they're looking for it. Doesn't matter. Maybe some of them are actually on a flight en route right now, going in to take a couple of the games. We don't know. Maybe a lot of them lucked out and they left midweek. So fathers, stepfathers, grandfathers, uncles, godfathers, big brothers, the men who show up, we see you, we appreciate you. And today we are going to take an opportunity to reminisce as well and celebrate you right here in the time that we're allotted here for this show. So feel free to drop me a message. Yes. You know what? For all of you who are joining us, and I did post those links up there. So yes, for those of you who are joining us, even if you come in a little bit later, what's the funniest thing your father has ever said or did? If you can remember that, I want you to drop that comment below. What's the funniest thing your father has ever said or did? Because we know how our Caymanian fathers have a special kind of comedy. And I'm quite sure a lot of you have a lot of stories. And I'll definitely get to those comments and those feedback later into the show. But please do remember that the views expressed by callers, guests, and online commenters are those of their own, not of Bridge Media Limited, its affiliates, the Sabrina Speaks Show, or the host. This program is for general information only and not a substitute for legal, medical, financial, or professional advice. All participants are reminded, however, to speak responsibly and respectfully. Any content that is defamatory, discriminatory, unlawful, or harmful is strictly prohibited and will not be endorsed or tolerated. Now, continuing to stream, listen, wherever, whatever platform you're on is accepting and implies acceptance of this disclaimer. 345-936-8255 is the number to call in live and join in on the conversation. And that's also the number you can feel free to send me a WhatsApp on as well. Continue to make sure you like, follow, and share the page with your friends so you're always notified, number one. And number two, so that you'll never miss an episode of Sabrina Speaks as we continue to build this platform one episode at a time. Yes. Now I'm going to make sure now that everything is working here. I know it's a Friday. We know how it goes before we get into the weather and the news update. Donnie, it's so good to have you joining me here this evening. First to comment. It's always good to have you in the house. Saw those beautiful flowers as well. And I'm excited to get along to be able to show those in a few minutes. But for all of you who are actually following what's going on with football, there's a match that just got started. I guess it must be a Friday. It is a Friday for sure. And yeah, we want to make sure that it's excited. I watched the Mexico match last night. Ooh, I must say it was just a little bit boring at the beginning. And then I saw this guy did like a bicycle kick. And then all of a sudden, then Mexico scored. And it was like, whoa. And then it died down. But I must say, overall, it was a good match. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I had the living room for myself. The dogs were going crazy. I probably scared the bejeebers out of them when I shout out. Now, please don't ask me if I have a favorite team, because no, I don't. I just love good match. I just love to watch a good game. So yeah, I do not have a favorite team. No, I'm not betting. No, I'm not predicting. I just enjoy. I go out to one of the local sports bars or whatever, and whatever is playing, I just go along with the crowd. Yeah, I just like to have fun that way. So yeah, for all of you who are wagering, good luck, because boy, it's coming up with some big surprises from what I'm seeing, and I'm not that brave. But this weekend is going to be stacked up with lots of exciting lineup and matches, and later on tonight as well. So whatever you're going to do, I'm hoping that you do it responsibly. It is the weekend. Please be careful on the roads. We know how things are going to go. And for Father's Day weekend, especially, we can expect a lot of brunch people out on this weekend. But we'll get more into that as we wind in or start this Free Flow Friday edition of Sabrina Speaks. Let's see what's going on with the weather, though, as we get started here this evening. And we do have some breaking news for you at the top of the news segment, but let's get over the weather first, please. Compliments of our friends there at the Cayman Islands National Weather Service. The synopsis is calling for gentle to moderate winds that will move across the area as a ridge of high pressure dominates the weather across the Northwest Caribbean, while instability associated with a tropical wave that's moving through the south of the area. Now, the forecast for tonight is calling for partly cloudy skies with cloudy spells and a 20% chance of showers and thunder. Temperatures will fall to the low 80s. Winds will be east to southeast 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. The forecast for tomorrow is calling for partly cloudy skies with spells and a 30% chance of showers and thunder. Temperatures will rise to the lower 90s with a heat index of near 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be east to southeast 10 to 15 knots, and seas will be moderate with wave height of 3 to 5 feet. There will be a low tide this evening at 7:42, a high tide at 2:01 a.m., and another low tide at 8:54. Sun will set this evening at 7:04. Sun will rise tomorrow morning at 5:49. And the outlook is calling for an increase in showers through Sunday as another tropical wave is expected to affect the area. Now, there will also be a slight haze intrusion through the weekend into the new week as that Saharan dust, I guess, makes its way into our area, and we know what that does with people and their allergies. Welcome, welcome, one and all. Miss Barbara G's in the house. Damien, welcome, welcome, Henry. It's good to have you here with us as well on this Friday evening. Thank you for showing up as you usually do. Let's go straight into the news this evening, and we have breaking news courtesy of Cayman Mall Road. Yes, because breaking news from Spots this evening, Spots Dock, where police and EMS responded earlier this afternoon after a body was discovered in the area. Now, investigators confirmed the body had been there for some time, and initial information indicated the deceased was an older local male. Royal Cayman Islands Police Service officers is processing the scene, and authorities said that the circumstances surrounding the death are under active investigation. Out of respect for the individual and their family, no cause of death has been released, and anyone with information is encouraged to contact the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service tip line or CMR on 324-1612. Today marks the final sitting in the Parliament for Deputy Governor Honorable Franz Manderson, closing more than 4 decades of distinguished public service. Widely regarded as transformative leader, Mr. Manderson's career has shaped modern governance across the Cayman Islands. From his early days in immigration to his tenure as Chief Immigration Officer and ultimately as the Deputy Governor. As he retires, the country reflects on a legacy defined by discipline, humility, and unwavering commitment to the people of the Cayman Islands. I want to congratulate Mr. Manderson for stepping in to the retirement chapter of his life, and I want to wish him all success wherever those barbecue stops take you, enjoying your family and your loved ones. Other local news making a Sabrina Speaks news segment for this evening. We see where the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service reports that a major joint investigation with the Anti-Corrupt Commission has uncovered an illegal firearms importation ring dating back as far back as 2022. Now, investigators found that shipping services were exploited to bring in component parts for at least 14 weapons, 7 pistols, and 7 assault-style rifles, among with more than 3,000 rounds of ammunition. Former RCIPS staff member Courtney Miles Jr. and Eddie Ebanks were identified as key figures in the operation. Now, Miles has been sentenced to 11 years and 8 months in prison, while Ebanks received an additional 18-month sentence. Police says that the case underscores their commitment to stopping what they describe as merchants of evil. Other local news making today's headlines is, yes, the Sister Islands officers, that's Royal Cayman Islands Police Sister Islands officers, hosted a special Constables recruitment outreach event on Thursday at Village Square Grocery in Little Cayman. Now, residents learned about the duties of a special constable and received guidance on application process. Now, the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service is encouraging anyone interested in serving in Little Cayman or Cayman Brac to apply through the service's official website. Officers thanked all who stopped by to learn more about supporting their community, and applications for this closes on Sunday, the 21st of June. As we see what headlines is making regional news this evening, we turn our attention to Barbados because Prime Minister Mia Moore-Motley has renewed CARICOM's call for reparatory justice, urging global leaders to move beyond acknowledging the history of slavery and confront its enduring impacts. Now, speaking in Ghana, she declared that there must be no retreat on repair, underscoring the region's demand is roots in fairness, historical truth, and the need for meaningful readiness. Now, her remarks reinforces CARICOM's longstanding position that the legacy of slavery continues to shape social and economic realities across the Caribbean. In Guyana, we're seeing where Irie Jam is reporting that Guyana has earned roughly $353 million by keeping its rainforest standing, not cutting it down. With more than 80% of the countries covered in forests, Guyana has been selling carbon credits to nations and corporations seeking to offset emissions. Now, the revenue is being reinvested into infrastructure, climate adaptation, and community development. It is a striking example of a small Caribbean nation turning natural preservation into global value. Turning our attention over to the United States this afternoon, after more than a decade in the making, the Obama Presidential Center officially opened on Thursday in Chicago. In Chicago's Jackson Park, now the grand opening drew a rare gathering of former Presidents Clinton, Bush, and Biden, who joined Barack Obama to mark this special occasion. The center, which includes a museum, library, and community spaces, is designed to celebrate civic engagement and the legacy of the nation's 44th president. As we look at our business markets closing for today, yes, U.S. markets were closed today with observance of the Juneteenth federal holiday, with New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ is set to reopen on Monday the 22nd. However, global markets remained active, and across Europe, major indices showed modest declines. Germany's DAX slipped 0.6%, France's CAC 40 fell 0.55%, and the UK's FTSE 100 closed down at 0.35%. Here in the Caribbean, the Jamaica Stock Exchange closed a little bit higher, with the main index up by 2.5% on the day. Now that concludes your business roundup as we make our way in giving you the headlines right now for what is making FIFA that's on the top of everybody's mind. And for those of you who are sitting down watching the match that just got started, I'm hoping I can catch up on that a little later. But here's the World Cup update from yesterday, pretty much last night. We saw where Czechia and South Africa drew 1-1, and Switzerland powered past Bosnia for 4-1. Now, Canada dominated Qatar 6-0, and Mexico edged South Korea 1-0. Earlier today, we saw the United States defeated Australia 2-0, and still ahead and is ongoing right now, Scotland meets Moscow. And Brazil faces Haiti later tonight, and Turkey takes on Paraguay. So there you have it. We'll be expecting those games to be very, very engaging. And I'm hoping exciting as we ease on into the weekend. Yes, for all of you who are excited and you're doing this and you're following it. Kudos to all of you. Welcome, one and all. Welcome to Sabrina Speaks Friday, Free Flow Friday. Phone lines are open, 936-8255. Let's hear what's on your mind. Any plans for this weekend, Father's Day weekend, any ideas that you could share if somebody's like, OMG, that has just, it just came so quickly. Well, you're not too late. We're telling you right now so that you don't forget at all. And we want to make sure that we take this opportunity as well to say happy birthday to everyone who's celebrating a birthday today. We want to let you know that from all of us here on the Sabrina Speaks platform, we're wishing you many, many more birthdays. And we are, our thoughts are with you, and hoping that you have a blast of a weekend. That's for sure. And we know that there are many of us, many who right now are mourning the loss of a loved one. We do not want to be dismissive of any of you. We want you to know that you're in our thoughts and our prayers as you navigate this difficult time. And we know it cannot be easy, but from all of us here on the Sabrina Speaks platform, we're definitely going to remember you in our thoughts and prayers for sure. And I just want you all to be reminded that the funeral service, that Mr. Kenneth Elroy, Barnes Christian, we were announcing his death. And his funeral service will be tomorrow. That's Saturday, June 20th from 10 a.m. Viewing is from 9:30 until 10. And this will take place at Church of God Universal on Walker's Road, with interment to follow at the Prospect Cemetery. So our thoughts and prayers go out to the family of Mr. Kenneth, and for anyone else who is mourning the loss of a loved one during this time. We just want you to know that you're not forgotten, and our thoughts and prayers are with you for sure. So there you have it, just in case. I just wanted to do that little reminder for you. Okay. Yes, I will. Send me an image, if anything, my love. I want to remind you all as well that this takes place tomorrow. Is a fundraising breakfast that will be taking place tomorrow to assist a former member of the National Culinary Program who is going to be having surgery, and they're trying to raise $2,500. So if you want to dedicate or do a donation to this, breakfast is tomorrow at the farmers market, and that goes on from 6 tomorrow morning until 10. To help, let's see how close, if not bust, just blow their target. She's going to be having knee surgery and rehabilitation costs, and this money will go a long way. Now, if you have any further questions, feel free to call 922-3652. Thank you, my love. Give me her, if you have any questions, feel free to make sure you give them a call if you have any further questions that you need to ask about tomorrow's event. But yes, that's going to be taking place at the farmers market tomorrow for sure. I want to wish them all the luck, and I hope that they can do very good tomorrow and we can help one of our own. Yes, we see where this continues, and the next event, as we look and remember, June is Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month. Thank you. Brain Awareness Month. And the next event is Music for the Brain. And that's going to take place on the 25th of June from 10 until 1. And this will take place at the South Sound Community Center. And then thereafter, it's all about Alzheimer's awareness. And that's going to take place on Thursday, the 30th at the Georgetown Town Hall, Constitutional Hall in Georgetown. And that is going to be at 7 p.m. as we wind down this month of awareness when it comes to Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month. So there you have it. And guess what's around the bend? I can taste it. My son brought home a mango from somebody gave it to him. And oh my God. Yeah, it was good. I just have to keep bit by bit, little piece, bit by bit. But Mango Fest is actually happening. And if you want to go to take in this dinner, that is taking place on Friday, the 3rd of July from 6 until 9. It's $30 per person, and that's going to be at Indigo. And then we see this free event. Yes, Mango Fest out in full swing. And that's going to take place on the 4th of July. Right there at the Cayman Islands National Museum. We know how they do it. They block the road off right there, and everybody is out there. You can go and you can just partake, see all the artisans and all that. Yeah, these things usually draw a very large crowd, and I'm quite sure this year will not disappoint. I'm hoping that all of those who showed up, I need to get some feedback from the Prospect Primary School to see how that went. Today. I'm really, really hoping that everything went off without a hitch for sure. And I'm expecting some pictures if those, how that went from the Prospect Primary PTA. Yeah, I'd like to see and hear and get a report back as to how this morning's event turned out. I'm excited to get the feedback for sure. And yeah, report it back here to you. So if it's anything, just send them through 936-8255, and I'll be more than happy to share that post Father's Day to see how that went as well. Congratulations are in order. We know it's graduation time. Oh my goodness, there's just so much happening to these. We want to say from Hope Academy, huge congratulations goes out to Amy Rivers and also Nadia Clifford. Yes, These two are best buddies, and they graduated from Hope Academy. And Amy is valedictorian. And I want to congratulate you, my love, for all of your accomplishments. Your grandma, your family, everybody is there. They continue to root for you. They're your rock. They're so proud of you. And I just want to take this opportunity in sharing and letting you know congratulations are in order for both of you young ladies, for all of the graduates, even from UCCI, ICCI, all of the graduation. I think West End, they had graduation today, all in the BRAC. But yes, congratulations to all of you as you've ended this chapter, looking forward to a new chapter. But Amy and Nadia, congratulations to you. The family's all proud of your accomplishments, and they're looking forward to so much more of what you have to bring in the future. Congratulations, ladies. The future is bright. Future is so bright with all that we're seeing and all the results as well. So congratulations to all of you. And what's happening here? I've got to get off the screen. There we go. Yeah, so there we go. Thank you for sharing that with us. And yeah, you didn't go short. Both of them got that. Oh, no, valedictorian. Okay, good. Thank you for correcting that. But yeah, we will definitely, I will be sharing some of these. Like I said, send me the information. I'll be more than happy to share it with all of you. Here are the flowers of the day. I want to thank my content creators in bloom. This is from Green Valley Nursery. Oh yeah, she's sharing them with us today. I want to thank you for taking the time out today and sharing this with us. Donnie is sharing this with us today. One of two images that I received, and I'm grabbing them here as I produce and actually don't and avoid dead air. So yes, thank you for that as well. Oh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh. Green Valley Nursery, you can experience this, I'm quite sure, for yourself if you go there. Anyone knows what that is. And these are some of the beautiful flowers that she has in bloom there for all to enjoy. So yes, and despite Connie Bonnie is away on vacation on the road, guess what? That shows loyalty. Look at her. She has definitely provided her flowers of the day as well. And we want to thank her again. Look at that lush garden there. Thank you, Connie Bonnie, for being so loyal, so dedicated, and sharing your flowers of the day here, helping us to build and create content here. We appreciate you very, very much. Yes, like I said, Donnie's in the house. Thank you so much. Damien as well. Happy Friday. The end, true success is, you said, in the end, true success is measured not by moments of ease, by how we raise through challenge, adapt with intention, and remain committed to growth despite uncertainty. Each setback becomes a lesson, each decision a step towards greater clarity and resilience. Victory is not just about defeating an opponent. It is a profound testament to perseverance, strategy, and self-mastery. Damien, happy Friday to you as well. Thank you for staying up with us. It's what, 11:28 over there in the United Kingdom. Yes, yes, yes. And we appreciate all that you actually share with us here on a daily basis. Miss Barbara G, good evening to you, my sweet. Thank you as well. You see, I got one of your stories, and we're going to dig deeper into that in an episode next week, especially that piece from Barbados. So we're going to dig a little deeper into that one day out of next week to see what it means and where we all fit into that here as our brothers and sisters of the region. Yes, listening from in the jungle. Yeah, oh, you heard the news. Yes, thank you so much. Jungle, what the heck are you doing in the jungle? Oh my God. Yeah, but thank you so much. Wherever the heck you are, enjoying yourself, but please be safe, have fun. Thank you. Even on the go, Connie, OMG. Now, if it's somebody who gets a Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame, it's you for loyalty to the CMR platform. And I definitely am acknowledging that. Thank you so much for your loyalty, even on the run. The woman she is just there, definitely sharing and still tuning in live. But thank you. Thank you for taking us along with you as well. Expecting some nice pictures when you come back to share with us. Maybe you can see some pretty flowers over there that's unique, or wherever it is you're at, and see the difference. But yeah, we up in your business like that, just like that. We in your business like that. Damian Henry is saying happy FF all truce. Okay. And happy Father's Day to all real yeah, happy Father's Day. Even if their conscience is a hell of a thing, Damien, conscience is a hell of a thing, because at the end of the day, these kids grow up and a lot of them may realize, the dads who were absent for whatever reason, they realize some of their errors and they got to live with that. That's on them, not on the kids, because they can't ever get that time back. But, yes, we actually, happy Father's Day to all of them. Let them deal with that. That's on them, to be honest. North Carolina love is in the house. Good evening, Sabrina. Marshall says, it's so good to have you with us this evening, Marshall. What are you up to this weekend? Going out on the town? What are you going to be doing, Marshall? Let me know. Let me know. Thank you so much. Connie, what are you doing? Hunting monkeys and sloths? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, you're more brave than I am. Oh my gosh, I love to travel. I love to go new places, but there's just certain things I really don't like, and that's going in bush like that. Yeah. Now, closest to that I ever went was back home in Canada. And that was to zip line, ATV, that sort of stuff, to ski. But to say just go it was so high up in Blackcomb that you couldn't see your hand in the front of you for fog. And all I knew, mercies of God, as big as I am, they had a zip line that could hold me. And and of course you had to track up to get to it, right? But at that time, it was just so cold. There was still snow on the ground and all that sort of stuff, but it was safe enough for us to do the zip lining. It never crossed my mind for frogs and that sort of stuff. I was just so excited. And I could be honest with you, a couple times I'd be like, girl, what you doing? What you doing? You're hundreds of feet above all of these trees that are hundreds, centuries, years old. What the heck are you doing? Yeah, I did it. But to say now, go do that? No, I'm sorry. Nope. No. But I did have a good time. The ATVs, that sort of stuff. Yeah, I enjoy doing that. I can remember that one trip. We had 3 seasons in Canada in that entire expedition, that whole trip that I went on. That day out on ATVs, going through mud piles and puddles and all that sort of stuff. We had sleet, we had sunshine, we had snow, we had rain. And but that made the trek even more fun. Of course, we were full of mud, but that was the good thing about it. So yeah, I have that side of me as well. It's a little adrenaline junkie. And but the whole going like what you just described, no. Kudos to you though. But please send me the pictures. I would love to see that experience. And whatever the heck it is you're doing, have fun doing it. That's what life is all about. Marshall says, nothing this evening, preparing for, so you go rest up. Let me give you a little bit of advice, my friend. Hydrate, and rub up those joints, because I know you could be in pain on Sunday morning. You may be in denial, but it is what it is, Marshall. Thank you for sharing that with us, nevertheless. So that when you get too old, you know that you can't handle it back to back. So you're not doing anything tonight, but you're preparing for a party tomorrow. And then you're going to veg out on Sunday. And some of us are saying they're only 21. Man, you getting old. You just not saying it, Marshall. On this free flow Friday, 345-936-8255 is the number to call and join in on the conversation. Feel free to WhatsApp as well. We do it a little lighter here on Friday, I must say. And I know a lot Fridays, a lot of people are out. A lot of you are actually taking in happy hour. Like I said, the map is on. I can't blame you. But you know what? We still show up. We still show up because this is on demand. You can watch us when you want. Even if you skip and exit off a little earlier, that's fine. The good thing about us on YouTube, you can always go back. And if you follow the page, if you follow, subscribe, you will easily find us again, even if we're under a reel. Sandra keeps telling people that you gotta follow us so that you don't end up into a pickle of trying to find us during those times where you're like, oh my God, I missed that episode. Because I've heard a couple of you said, I started watching, but for whatever happened, life happens, or I was going somewhere, but I can't find you. I'm like, follow the page. Just follow the page. It'll be easier. Find it comes up in your algorithms. So yeah. But Marshall, what are you saying? These knees don't need any kind of rubbing. They are still good shape. They're still in good shape, honey. Okay. Well, I tried mine out last week, and I must say I did very well. You'd be proud of me. You'd be very proud. Boy, I was worried though, Marshall, I was worried. Oh God, I was worried. And because your girl started from the Friday night, and I didn't bring up, I say like that. I didn't stop until late Sunday evening. So that's been Friday straight till Sunday evening. And I must say, your girl held up well. I'm proud. I still got it in me. When you see our schoolmate Troy say, oh, Sabrina, you still got it? No, you still got it. That was like, yeah, stamp of the approval. Stamp of the approval from Troy Thomas. Yeah, he gave me the stamp of approval. So for all of you just joining us, yes, welcome. It is a pleasure to be back with you this evening. And maybe you're in traffic listening, or you're en route, or probably in some bush like Connie, hoping that connection continues. You made it through. And yeah, if you are just excited over the summer holidays and traffic has eased up, it is, that's it. Thank you. Blessings. Or maybe you were stuck in traffic for a little bit, but you were able to be like, I'm living in the moment. Let me find my nice music lineup, whatever it is you so choose to do. I hope that you were able to just see the end of 5 o'clock and just welcome this weekend with grace and pride, and just looking forward for spending great time. Maybe you're having a barbecue, having some friends over to enjoy a few football matches. That's all it is. But again, I want to take this opportunity to again give shout outs to all of the graduates, to all of the small businesses as well who are out there just grinding, to everyone who's made it through this week. Yes, without, cussing. Because I know how challenging that could be. Even though everyone, you deserve the weekend. Yeah. So tell me in the comments, if you don't mind, what is the most Caymanian thing you saw this week that will really just make you shake your head? Or if you want a message, you just do it. I'll be more than happy to read those comments to see what it is. What's the most Caymanian thing you saw this week that is really like, wow, boy, da Caymanian. It'll be interesting to see what feedback I get, and to see what you were experiencing. Or maybe some of you just decided to just take the whole week off. Like, I don't know, you started the long weekend and you're like, I'm not going, or I'll go Tuesday and Wednesday, and Thursday and Friday, you're going to do vacation days, and just, yeah, at least you don't feel too guilty because of all the graduations. I don't know, whatever you did, it'll be good to be up in your business. Yeah. Just let me give you a quick update though. You know how we are here with our loyal followers and our friends here on the Sabrina Speaks. I messaged Miss Shelma, and I must tell you that I'm going to ask all of you to keep Miss Shelma in your thoughts and prayers. Right now, she is really, really going through a lot with her husband, and who has been hospitalized. Mr. Billeray has been placed in the hospital, and she's doing her best to cope. And I just want you all to just remember Michelma. I know one thing when it came to taking care of him, always there and everything. Boy, Michelma. So yes, I did message her. I got a voice message back, and yeah, I'm just gonna ask you to remember her this weekend. Remember her all the time, because that's the one good thing that is unique about a small community like ours, is that everybody knows everybody. And why not, go through this opportunity to remember her, because you may not have heard her in a while. It's because she's dealing with family issues. And Mr. Billy Ray, for all of you know him, he's now been in the hospital, and Miss Shelma has been back and forth. So to Julian, to her daughter who's away, we want to let you know that our thoughts and prayers are with you as you continue to navigate this time, and just we're wishing you strength to be there, definitely. Don is saying, you all lucky. I had my knee and it has been a real awakening, 7 months and counting. How is that? Have you recovered? Okay. I mean, my aunt, I said that she got a whole front end overhauled. She did both at the same time. Yeah. And I must say there are good days and there's bad days. But she doesn't have as much discomfort as she used to. But each person goes through those procedures quite differently, Donnie. So, oh my goodness. But I hear it is not easy recovery. So, yeah, but oh my goodness. Yes. Thank you, Dawn, for your family. That's Michelma. Dawn is sending her thoughts and prayers for your family. So is Damian Henry. And yeah, we just want to make sure, let you know that the love is still here on this platform for you. Oh, you're coming along. Yeah, I know it must be something. It took a little while for her to bounce back, I must tell you. She had both done at the same time. Yeah. So oh, goodness gracious. But that is something that when you look at it. Good evening, Andrew. Welcome. Blessed Friday to you as well. And to the Cayman Islands by extension. We're so pleased and happy. Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers. That's one thing that is unique here with the Sabrina Speaks platform, I must say, and it has been something that has followed me throughout my adult career, even back, and I'll go into reminiscing about and acknowledging the Parliament sitting that is happening right now, and all of the memories and stuff and tributes that have been given to Mr. Manderson for his, over 30 years of service, 40 years in the civil service. So yeah, but there's so much men who actually participate and log on here. I just want to take this opportunity to wish you all a happy Father's Day for all of you fathers. Father figures as well. If you're just that role model, male role model into someone's life, I want you to know that you're appreciated, and we're sending you lots of love here from this platform. We know that it is a thing where some people will say, oh, it's a little biased. This is something international. It's like Mother's Day get a lot more attention than Father's. I think that is changing. But to say that it is not true, it's like you're hearing it now that it's this Sunday, but leading up to Mother's Day, it's like the PR is going crazy. And now coming up to Father's Day, yes, you're hearing PR, but it's not as loud as mums. So I can see times are changing. And we just want you to know here on the Sabrina Speaks platform that you're appreciated, you're seen, you're loved. And let that be on you if you fell short. There is no blueprint in being a father. And some of you, even those who are willfully doing things, you got to deal with you. But this Sunday is honoring you. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. I can live with myself. Conscience sets me free. You could deal with you. So yeah, but Andrew, happy Father's Day to you, and to all of the dads who log on, even if it's after the fact. I want to say happy Father's Day. I was raised by my grandfather, not my biological father. To this day, I couldn't tell you who my biological, like I could see him, but I've got fond stories that others who know of my biological father about him. That's okay. I didn't miss not having a biological father in my life. I was blessed of being raised and living in a home where absolutely nothing was missing. And that was provided by my mother, my grandmother, my two aunts, and my grandfather, the late George Sims, from right there behind a Latter-day Saints church on Elgin Avenue, where one GT looks as though it's pretty much sitting on my grandmother's roof. So, yeah. But to tell you that he is my daddy, even though he was my grandfather. Who's your father? George Sims. Yeah, I never had anything missing, lacking, or wanting in my life. And then, that is who I have to give credit to for being that father figure in my life, the late George Sims. But, there are some who weren't as fortunate, and we remember you as well. And, but that is what I go back to of all of those memories. If it is a childhood memory of fathers, it goes back to my grandfather, what he showed me, what he taught me, days of sitting down around the back of my grandmother's house under an almond tree. And he was reminiscing of stories about his days on the national bulk. Yeah, the national bulk carrier. And it was interesting growing up and watching him. His pastime was out by McDonald's. Mr. Len, you and Danny, he almost had shares over there. And but yeah, it's just raising up. But nevertheless, everywhere he walked, back and forth, that is who I give credit to for the woman that I am today. And having that, they say your first love as a female is your father. For me, that was a pleasant experience because I was never treated like a granddaughter. He treated me like a daughter. And I am so happy that I was able to actually experience that, despite me not being able to do that or have that experience with my biological father. There was nothing missing, nothing at all. So I did my bit as an adult, and I was happy with the relationships that I've built. And for all of you going into the Father's Day weekend, I'm just hoping that you can find these memories of him. I was asking, what are some of the things, that you can remember your father's doing? That was funny. What resonates with me is he always loved to be in the kitchen. And I can remember him pretty much making these big pots of soup. And it was anything the man could find in the fridge. Hear me out. Anything he could find in the fridge, be it protein, let's say there was leftover oxtail or maybe some chicken or something. And once you had elbow macaroni, that he was just doing one hell of a pot of a soup. And he was putting the elbow in it, and he would have basil, and he would have tomato paste, and what a man love a breadfruit. He would have bread, potatoes, whatever ground provisions my grandfather could find, he would put that in that. And those days contracropped around one, now they're square. Yeah, everybody left with a little bit, because that was the place to be to get his food. So if it's one thing that stands out for me is how this man loved his food, but what really stands out is the love that he showed to all of us, his children and his grandchildren, that will remain. I mean, to this day, when we come together as families, which is very often, we often reminisce about the days of my grandfather and my grandmother. And that speaks volumes, because now that our children are here and never have that experience of being or having those experiences with this man, this great man, we can only share that in stories. And even though they can't relate, they actually laugh, because some of the things now that my sons would do, or some of my other nieces, nephews will do right now. My nephew, who is just 18 months, when he walks, he has a bow that is dead stamp George Sims. I've shared some pictures here with you, and with me being on auntie's duties. Now he is dead stamp my grandfather when it comes to the walking. They are going to try to deal with his legs, but what I'm saying, that is like a family stamp. And there are just certain things as well in my cousins, like Leon, and yeah, I could call you guys out because this is what it's all about, reminiscing. And we just sit down and we look at some of the things that they do, my two brothers, and we're like, that George Sims, you cannot help it. You can't help it. That's in the blood. You can't. These are, even though they may not have fully experienced this great man that I've had the pleasure of him being a part of my raising me up into the woman that I've become when it comes to principles, respect, letting me see an example of how a woman should be treated. These are all things that, when it comes from a male's perspective, I've just been blessed that I came up in a family that, was like that. You just got to give God thanks and to have those memories now. And you remind our cousins and families at family gatherings of what they did. So yeah, it's very interesting when I reminisce about that in the days, and there's so much stories that I can tell you about this man that would have you cracking up. But it's just, he had a routine. Every Friday, we were sure to get treats from McDonald's because that's where he spent a lot of his time. And no, he was not an alcoholic. The man enjoyed life. And he was a patron out there. And I can see him now with that little hat on the side and those legs come walking in between what used to be Elizabethan Square now, Little Road. And he would be coming home with this paper bag. And those days, McDonald's used to have their chicken in a round white box, around like a bucket. And that would be, oh my gosh, what a mess. But he was making it home, man. He was making it home, let me tell you. That's when our roads were, oof, you could do it. But all of these stories and stuff is what has molded me into understanding it. And now that I get older, I can really appreciate it so much more. That it's just amazing. And I'm hoping that a lot of you can share that this weekend, be it in memory, or if you're fortunate enough to still have your fathers with you, to be able to have that opportunity to spend those time with them. And maybe you don't have a father with you anymore, but you have brothers that are parents, and you just come together as guys and as a family at dinner and just reminisce and respect, acknowledge, pay tribute to you being parents now, and what memories, what experiences are you going to leave? What footprints are you going to leave in your children's lives so that when they have children of their own, they can probably have stories similar to mine. Of course, there's tons more stories, but nothing you got to invest and divulge here. I'm quite sure a lot of you, the Great Cayman Burger, remember that, Andrew? Every now and again, when he remembers, we would get a Great Cayman Burger, but we were guaranteed to get that McDonald's chicken. Oh, yes. Sometimes we would do it back to back, Friday and Saturday. Yeah, it doesn't matter what is cooked. Daddy, that McDonald's chicken. And, he was making it home, but everybody. And sometimes we would get a call, and I could hear my grandmother now in the background. Mm-hmm. For my family who's tuned in, thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. The memories go deep, and we'll be laughing a little later about it. I'm not gonna embarrass you. Yeah. The rock will fall far from the tree, even though we do it respectfully. We honor them every single time we get together. And I make no apologies for enjoying life. That's one thing age has taught me, I must say. I live now, I'm getting to learn and appreciate that much more now, living in the now, living in the moment, and being a little bit more spontaneous, because there's no sense of stressing over what's to come. There's no sense in stress what is gone. You're not going to get it back. Live in the now. Yeah. I look forward to these 2 hours where I can search stuff and I can come to you and we can share stories. We can probably make somebody's day. We can probably share tips with someone. We can give somebody an outlet. And then after the show is over, I deal with the next chapter. But I condition myself to deal with the now. Right now, I'm here, 100% dedicated to all of you. And it has been something that I've struggled with, living in the now and not worry about what's to come. And definitely what's behind me is behind me. Just if there are any lessons learned, you take them with you. Any mistakes, don't repeat them. But you can definitely change the trajectory moving forward. If you have that mindset, we just stress so much unnecessarily about things, and time is slipping away from us. And some of that is untimely. And a lot of it is like, wow, why were we stressing? Look at where we are right now. So yeah, if you live in the moment and accept it for what it is, I think life would be so, so much better. For all of my people over there in Nebraska, Sister Islands, good evening to you. Happy Friday from some of you who probably just land. I wish I was there with you. You know who I'm talking to. Wish I was there with you, but I can guarantee you this much. Oh yeah, one of these days, we're going to go and do a nice little weekend over there and just chill and get in trouble as well. Hoping we don't end up on, hoping we don't make somebody's topic the Monday. But yes, that is so funny. But yeah, to all of the loyal fans, supporters over in the BRAC, from Kimmenbrack East to Kimmenbrack West, in a creek, we appreciate you. I get your feedback. I get your comments. Thank you so much. It's so good to be so far reaching on this space. And like I said, I'm happy that I'm able to entertain you, but the phone lines are wide open. It's Free Flow Friday. 345-936-8255. Wake Up Cayman Islands is here with us this evening, and they're saying hello from the UK. It looks to be a very good summer over here so far, just as hot as yeah, and you guys are getting another heat wave. I'm hearing that it's going to really, really be, and it's going to be trapped from what I'm understanding for a couple of days. So, oh my goodness. Yeah, you guys can't handle it at all. Because those buildings are not designed for that. They hold heat. And a lot of the business buildings, it all depends on where you are, there's no air conditioning. So, and the heat is totally different from what we have over here. It's a dry heat versus us as being a lot of humidity. So, enjoy it, but be prepared mentally prepare yourself for what's to come. Understand it's about 3 or 4 days back to back that you guys are going to really have some brutal temperatures. And I saw an image, I think on YouTube, where this person took a video. I just flicked through it. There was no way if I forgot to screenshot it, where there was somebody looked out of their window. Obviously, they were on the second floor. And there was someone who put like a mattress outside their window because it was so hot. And they appeared to have slept outside on a roof. This is somewhere in the United Kingdom because it was that hot the other day. So when I did see the forecast for over there, what they were actually saying is going to come to that region, I remembered that image, that video that I saw. And the lady was just chuckling in the background saying it must have been too hot. They couldn't stay inside. I don't have the accent at all. But yeah, I guess there'll be a lot of persons sleeping outside just for comfort in the coming days. But could you do that? Oh my goodness. I could camp, but even that, I'll probably just as tired because, like I said, I don't enjoy outdoors at all. Marshall says, "Don't forget me too. I contributed to your life as well." You did, Marshall. We're a part of each other's life. You did in so many ways. You contributed to me looking forward to every concert you could think of, looking forward to what happy hour is. You contributed to a part of my life that is really, really lots of joy and happiness. You contributed to my wardrobe malfunctions. You contributed to just going out and embracing it. And yes, publicly. Yes, Marshall, thank you. You always had that with you. I was more, I would guess, serious, like I'm just focused. But you brought that balance. You brought the balance to me. And I must say, you fit in perfectly. And that's why I always need you in my life. Thank you for not leaving me. Because every now and again, I look at you and I'm like, okay, what would he do? Yeah, I do. I do. Thank you. You brought every party trait to my life. And when I needed pulling up, you did it as well. So thank you for being that good friend, that voice of reasoning, that reality. We had a couple teary eyes too, right? We had, oh boy, if walls could talk, huh? I remember your grandparents. They were so nice and kind, and you never left without something to eat. There was always something in the Sims kitchen for sure. And you know what? That hasn't changed to this day because Georgia, she has taken it over now. She cooks not as often though, but we just go, and I almost want to start going now with my little Tupperware container because she's guaranteed to cook now. Yes, 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 yes. Oliver, thank you. Thank you. I said that. Andrew is saying, thanks, Sabrina. Some of us know that we have or heard of our father is so and so. Having a dad, whether parental, step, or adoption is about the close relationships and bond that you have. Now, the fathers and grandfathers of the Cayman Islands were out on big tanker ships. So most children were raised by their mothers and grandmothers. Fishing was the thing that brought fathers and sons together in the Cayman Islands. You are so right, Andrew. And that is why today, those who have joined us and don't know what you said, even if it's throwing a line from an iron shore or going on a dock, or yes, going out on a boat for a fishing trip, that was bonding time. Picnics as well. Picnics as well. And the men, I can remember days where the men would go in before this was all developed. I can remember Uncle Edson and them from East End going into the Highlands, up into the grounds and getting the bottlers and the plantains and the cassava and the different stuff. And they would come down, and then we'd have another set of the guys who would go out fishing, and they would catch the fish. And the ladies would be there cooking. And guess what? Where I would be because of my age, just waiting for the fish and fritters to come out and the rundown and the fish dinner and the salt beef dinner rundown. These were all cooked outdoors. And that was exactly what you've described, bonding time. But yes, for those fathers, some of the today's, when you say, come and help me wash the car, they look at it as a chore. They would prefer to be indoor playing their games or on a smart device. That's bonding. Maybe some of them may have planned a trip this weekend. That's bonding time. Even if it's taking in a match or something, it's not just work. If you see dad ask you to come out and pass me that wrench, pass me that tool, it's amazing what conversations can ensue from that. And it doesn't be sons to fathers, it's daughters to dads as well. And these are all moments that you can make that so lasting. Some of us nowadays with this new generation, they're thinking that you're asking them to work. It's not work. It's building, it's bonding. So thank you for sharing that. Andrew is saying McDonald's, why am I not seeing this? McDonald's fried chicken and fries were bomb in the white box. Yep. Yep. That was the bomb. You know what? If you ask them to fry over a chicken breast, crispy, oh God, you don't want it done. And ask them to chop it up. Oh God, yeah, it's still good. They still got a signature with the burger as well if you haven't been there for a while. Shameless plug to McDonald's. It's okay. Just reminiscing here. That's all we're doing. Tartarian, girl, hush. The best burger in the world was the Great Cayman Burger. Yes, yes. I remember when they first came out, remember? There used to be you would sell small dinners in that you would pop it, that foam container. Remember? That's how they used to come back in the day, and you could either get it double or single. And oh my God, yeah, it was delicious. So you're quite right. I think it was somebody trying to remember that jingle the other day. If it was some trivia or something, what a treat when you eat the Great Cayman Burger with lots of meat. The Great Cayman Burger, something like that. But yeah, that was a real good jingle. I was trying to remember it. But hey, that takes us back, Tartarian. horrible at singing. I just do very well in the shower, for the record. Marshall says, I remember the white bucket of chicken from McDonald's. We used to eat it almost every Friday evening. Yes. And oh my goodness. Yeah, you guys are really going back. Is mango season in full swing over there now? I miss a good mango. They are not so good here, but can pass. Yeah, some did an early bloom, and they're pretty much for their first crop. We don't know if they're going to have a second crop, but we do have them. It's in full swing now. And some have done very well, but like I said, early. And some now are in their second bloom for those who are fortunate. But yes, it is in full swing over here right now, Tartarian. And you can get a lot of them at the farmer's market. Neighbors are sharing. There are lots around from my neighbors that I can see. And these are not just those hybrid. I still see every now and again a common mango, not a round ones, a mixture of both the Cayman long mangoes as well. So I'm so happy to still see some of those, even though they're rare. My favorite is Namnock because I don't like all the string. Now, I like to still, my favorite pastime is going in the sea, having those beach picnics on Sundays, and you throw the mangoes in the sea and you dive them up and you eat it. Now, that's the only place you will catch me right now as an adult eating mangoes just so, because I have a thing where once I finish eating it, even smelling it, I get very nauseous for some weird reason. This has developed, I would say a few years ago, it became very bad. So even having mangoes in a house right now, if I walk in and I smell it, I really get nauseated. And having it linger on my hand, I just can't. So it's not that I'm stush. It is really something that really upsets me. So you will find me eating it, as sickening as this sound, with a knife and fork. But it's not that I enjoy it running down my hands and just really getting into a good mango. But if I can't get that smell off of my hand, I can tell you I'm going to have to get something in me to keep it down because I just get really sick. I get nauseated. So the only place that don't happen, of course, because you're in the sea, is when I'm in the sea, I can eat all I want, but it's weird. And that has only developed, I would say, the past couple of years. It has gotten really bad. Where just smelling mangoes in the house, I get sick. So I don't know. Yep. I only remember eating plums in the backyard. Yeah, those plums, the red and the yellow and the red plums. Mm-hmm. Dean Henry, loud and proud, my stepdad is my king. Oh, good for you, Damian Henry. Yes, good. Big him up, Damian Henry. Big up your stepdad. Can taste it now. Yummy. That's that great Cayman burger and that chicken. Mm-hmm. Well, you can go get some because I've been hearing too that they have changing it just a little bit, even though we're nostalgic. They're doing pretty good with a jerk stand that they have out there as well. Apparently their jerk is very good. I may have had it once, but I can't tell you I remember it. Don't ask why I don't remember it. Yeah, but I can remember having their jerk chicken, but I do remember it enough to tell you. Yeah, but yeah, the reviews are good. So if you want to check out their jerk chicken, maybe I have to do it early in the night to see how their jerk chicken is. But yeah, But their fried chicken is still the bomb. Their fried chicken is still the bomb. Tartarian says, do you remember when they used to sell ground provisions, yams, mango, plantains, etc., on the cistern top? Boy, that's going way back. Yes. Yeah, I can go back, Tartarian, as far as Jose's gas station still being there. And exactly right now, the image in my head, what that corner looked like. And when the Baudens used to fix up that building right there, which is now an Asian store, with all of these animatronics and these dollies during the Christmas and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I can go back that far. So that will confirm to you that I remember what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. I can remember Mr. Willa Baudens on the corner. I can remember Baptist Shoe Store, Comart. Yes, I can remember Georgetown like you would not believe, and I'm actually seeing it. Mm-hmm. So that's how far back I go. Remember, that was the meat market a couple doors down from that cistern that was facing now what is Subway. We used to have the meat market. What Uncle Clem is today, we had a meat market in the center of town. I think where Cal's is right now, used to be a meat market where we used to go and get all our fresh meat. So, so yeah, not 52 and don't remember. I remember because that was my stomping grounds right there. I can even see the Catholic Church right now. That was red and white with the cement wall. I can see that right now where Elizabethan Square is right now. I'm just timelining myself here on this Free Flow Friday. Andrew is also weighing in. Who used to make mango jam in Georgetown? I can recall seeing kids in Georgetown under mango trees with stains on their shirts, picking them mangoes. To tell you, it's a number of people from down in Scranton that used to do a lot of this cooking to this day. Emily, Miss Jean, and all of them. They were good at actually cooking in that in that area, to be honest. Now, specifically a name I couldn't say, but they were infamous with actually all of the cooking for town. They are still very famous for their dishes and stuff to this day. What I do recall is this time of the year, people bringing the mangoes to school. My students, my peers, bringing mangoes to school in the vinegar and the red sauce. And there was just something unique with how it all depends on where you were from. West Bay, they had the kick. They had it. And I think a combination of that, like Sandra constantly indulges in, is the mango. The trick is the mango, how turned the mango is. So yeah, I can see that as well. And for those, it would be dripping on the shirt and all that sort of stuff from school. But it's that lingering smell of the vinegar that would last with you through the entire school day. And you will know who are eating it during break time, during lunch. Hear me being all decent. Even during class time, you would steal and put it under your desk. Yes. So these are the days to reminisce. And if you're actually planning something for Dad, it will be interesting to see exactly what you have in store. Or I'd be welcome to hear that feedback on Monday from you, of course. Now, I noticed something, just keep you going. I'm going to try to play a video here. And this is about a man who speaks goat. Yeah, you heard me well. You heard what I said. Who speaks goat? There's a man who ended up having, I think they were doing some masonry work, and there was a goat that came on the scene and it had just been poured. And the man actually was speaking goat. And, you know, at the end of the day, I'm trying to find the thing here. Let me try to find it for you. But it was amazing how this goat responded to this man. Yeah, I changed the topic a little bit. How the man was with this goat, and how this goat, you wouldn't believe it, how this goat responded to this man. What do you think about this? Here it is. Give me your feedback on this. Hold on. I gotta get it on. Let me add it to the screen. Why isn't it coming up? This is always my luck here. Had to stay. There we go. There we go. All right, there we go. Let's start it.
Hey, no, no, get back, get back.
Do you all, who could speak goat? It looks as though they were actually pouring cement, and this goat now made its way to wherever these guys were pouring the cement on this floor. So this guy is trying to tell this goat, don't come in, and he ended up speaking goat. Here it is.
Hey, no, no, get back, get back. Hey.
Oh my God, let me just remove this. But there you go. I mean, where the heck do you find that? I didn't. That's the most of the clip that I found. But yeah, he ended up speaking goat, and the goat did step back. So I guess he understood. Oh my goodness, these are some of the things that at the end of the day just makes your day. You pass these things on YouTube and like you can't make this stuff up. It is crazy. So yeah, if you ever talked about whether or not somebody could speak goat, there's proof. You had it. The guy really spoke goat. The Plain and Straight is with us here this evening. Good evening, my dear. It's about 30 years since my dad passed away suddenly, and I still miss him every day, plain and straight. Oh, yeah. That's not something that you can ever forget. And like I said, there's so many right now who have memories to live on. And that's all we can go with us. And no one can tell you when that morning ends or how you're going to go through it. Each person deals with that step by step and day by day. So I know exactly what you're going through, and you just live on with them. I do believe, I feel with every fiber of my body that those who are no longer with us in person are still amongst us, looking down on us, no matter what. I have that from the bottom of my heart that they still do, because there's just time that you have a strong presence, you have that strong feeling that they come straight. The memories of them are so profound that, yeah, that is usually a signal that they're watching over you. So plain and straight, I totally understand. I totally understand where you're going with that. No regrets, only wonderful memories. Yeah, that's true. And that's even the best thing, plain and straight, is when you can actually have these no regrets. And you can just say, wow, you did it. You did it. And you can just smile because it is so profound. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it is. When you look at this upcoming weekend, for some, it's going to be bittersweet. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And for others, they're just going to be looking forward. Some, it's just like, just leave me alone. Just shower me with whatever. Or, some of them are not fussy at all. Yeah. You know what fathers always say, right? Ask your mother, even when your mother isn't home. That's funny how they have that way of just deflecting. They want to say, yeah, but they're like, oh my God, it's between the devil and the deep blue sea. So what they do, they deflect. They say, ask your mother. Even when mom's not home and they're the only one, ask your mother. Wait until she comes. Some of the questions that they ask is like, Dad, I don't know about you guys, but my grandfather always had a special seat in the living room where everyone knows that's where Dad sits. And he'd be watching TV, right? And within 2 to 3 seconds on the couch with the TV up to the max, either watching boxing back in the day, out like a light. But if you think you're bad, turn it down or change the channel. How much can you relate with that? Well, guess what? This entire weekend, just dedicate the remote, dedicate everything to your dad, give them what they want, or just reminisce of how much times where, it's a Friday night boxing showdown or whatever. Just give them their moment. There are just so much that I can, but jokes aside, fathers, we appreciate you. Bottom line. The men who show up, the men who guide, the men who protect, who teach, who love quietly and deeply, Sunday and every day is for you. And, we just hoping that you get through it the best you can. And for all of those who are excited and doing those drawings, maybe, I don't know, you can just feel good about yourself in celebrating and honoring your dad this upcoming week. So let me just stir the pot a little bit to get you going here, because I'd like to see. I don't want no cussing. Yeah, I just want to think. We all go out, we celebrate special occasion. But what's your take on this? Adults should when you're doing a birthday gift for an adult or like somebody celebrating a birthday, should adults be given birthday like gift cards, or should they even get gifts, period? Or do you even care about getting something at all? What's your take on that? Whether or not, okay, I was 52 over the past couple of days. Is it a big thing to some of you, whether or not after a certain age, whether or not you get gifts or not, or it's just the experience? I'd like to get your take on that. And I'd also ask you to weigh in if you think messaging someone after 10 p.m., unless it's an emergency or maybe food is appropriate. What's your take on that? You know, do you have etiquette then when it comes to buying birthday gifts for people based on their age, or is showing up to an event, a brunch, a party is enough? Now it's different. B.O.B., bring your own bottle, or if it all depends on the relationship, in my humble opinion. I like to do gift cards. I'm going to be straight with you. I don't care how old you are because you mean that much to me. But I think that showing up there and sharing in that moment with you, it's a matter of opinion. You got to know your friend. But what's your take? What's your take? Should adults should you be pressured in getting a gift? Or is it just better to enjoy the experience? And in regards to messaging someone, your kids, there are exceptions to the rule. Do you feel messaging someone after 10 is appropriate unless it's an emergency? Or now this is where it's your kids or your significant other, unless it's about food? What's your take on that? I'd love to hear you. Drop me a comment below or send me a WhatsApp. I'd like to get your take on that for sure. Wake Up K-Man is saying, I struggle on every level for not having a father in my life. When others are bragging about their father in school, I had to lie and pretend I had one. I come from a very broken home. Oh, really, Wake Up? Oh, wow, that must have been hard. So you've never had like an uncle or anything that could how were you able to just navigate? Was your mom, older siblings able to provide that for you? And I can relate to not the father thing, because like I shared with you at the beginning, I didn't miss having a father figure in my life. My grandfather provided all of that. Kudos to him. But from what I'm understanding, you didn't even have a grandfather, is what I'm understanding. Where I can relate to you is when my friends and used to talk about having boyfriends here, boyfriends there, da 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 da. You know where I'm going with this, and I would get very quiet. Yeah. So I can understand. I didn't lie. I just became very quiet. But it's nothing to be embarrassed about if you didn't have a father figure in your life when certain conversations happen, because as unfortunate as it is, no household is perfect, and each household is made up differently. And each person has a different story. Now, you may reminisce and you may wonder what it would be like if you had that stable relationship, if you had that father figure growing up in your life. Maybe your life may have been different. I don't know. I'm not putting words in your mouth, but I can see you probably playing on yourself and in your mind, what would life possibly be like if I had a father in my life? That can go down into so much roads, because in so many households, in so many families, there are fathers, but are totally absent as well. And many are living in the households and are still totally absent and disconnected for whatever reason. A lot of them as well. And in some households where you exist, they just make sure they give you money or give your mother money and make sure that's not what I get you're asking for. But I must say, if you've made it, not knowing your age or anything like that, if you're made it this far, there is a strong individuals that helped navigate your way. And I'm hoping that you can give credit to those individuals who became that void, that gap filler in your life. And this is where it is so profound when they say it takes a village to raise a child. Because, like I shared with you all here, my grandfather filled that role, but I have people like Uncle Niels Godfrey that is right around the corner. They were all people in my life as male figures that I looked up to, and I raised up amongst all of these men in the area as well. Mr. Ashley Godfrey, Mr. Colmore, all of these great men who has so much stories, but the true in my face part of my upbringing, intimate household, air that I breathe is my grandfather. But still, in the neighborhood that I raised up with, these are all men that were in there. And I can tell you, make me fall out of line, and my family was going to know. But they held me to a very high standard as well, even to this day. Uncle Niels, Mr. Nicky, Mr. Ashley, may his soul rest in peace. Miss Louise, all of them, her brother. These are all people in that little pad that I knew they had. If I fell out of line, I would be disappointing my family. So just to try and get an understand, there were even strong women who actually were a part of my upbringing as well. And I have a very dear friend of mine. Every Mother's Day, when they wish me happy Mother's Day, I say, and same to you. Because some people carry both roles. However, there is nothing that can replace the role of a mother, and a father. So no, I could never be a man, but we do double duty, and it's same way for mothers. So I'm quite sure, Wake Up, thank you for sharing that with us, but I'm hoping that you may have had somebody in there that you looked up to, be it someone in the community, someone that was a sibling, or in the church, or in the neighborhood, that actually was able, that you could emulate, or you could aspire to be, or gave you that type of upbringing. But I can totally understand where you're coming from. And if you're here with us today, and like I said, you've survived, you can change the trajectory of your future. And like I said just now, what's gone is behind you. Don't live there. That does not determine your future. And with all of the with everything that is new, tomorrow is a new beginning. The next hour is a new chapter. Anything can happen that can change your entire trajectory. I just say, just have an open mind, give thanks for all the lessons learned, for all the hurt that has made you into a stronger person, I'm quite sure. And I'm hoping that if you are a parent or not, again, I don't know, that anything you see, without spoiling, with all within balance, all within reason, that if you become a parent yourself, if not already, that they're just things that you will instill in your children, and being that parent into your children's life, or child or children's life, that will break that cycle. So yeah, but you're here, and you can change the trajectory of tomorrow by the very decisions. But yeah, don't live in the past. Forgive them, forgive both parties, and be thankful for where you are right now. Not all of us started at the same beginning, or have the same access to certain things, because we all come in at different points in our life, but our decisions mean a lot. And the decisions that we make sometimes determine our future. And many times we have to learn from the lessons that life has thrown at us. So I'm hoping that you were able to find at least somebody close or in your immediate circle that was able to help you see and have something to aspire to be. Again, I'm doing this on a whim, not knowing the full details, and of course your age, or whether or not you're a parent. But thank you, Wake Up, for sharing that with us. Cecil Soler, 2666. My grandfather was my father figure. very poor biological father relationship. Well, guess what? You and I are the same. Mine wasn't poor with my biological father. He just was not in my life. So yeah, my grandfather is my father figure, and I credit him to this day for that. Of course, yeah. Let me tell you something. He was very protective too. Let me tell you. I swear, sometimes my aunts were a bit jealous for how my grandfather took care of me. To this day, they may not ever own up to it, but I think as the eldest grandchild, the first grandchild of the family, I'm the eldest grandchild of the family. And I raised up with my two aunts almost like sisters because, like I said, I was raised by my grandmother and my grandfather. And my mom was, of course, very much active in my life, but I stayed with my grandparents when she moved on. And yeah, I then became the thorn in my two aunts' flesh. So that's why a lot of people think we're sisters, but they're actually my aunts. And but I never wanted for anything when it came to my grandfather and my grandmother. They protected me. They gave me everything you could think of. And I must say the same for my aunts as well. But I know sometimes they were jealous because I got all the attention. Damien is saying there's more to being a father than just donating sperm, but the greatest thing is you're here to make that change. The world so badly needs correct, Damien. You're so right. That's true. That is so true. 266 says, my mother did double duty, but it made her a stronger person. You're quite right. There was a portion of my life where I did double duty as well with raising my two boys. And I am so, so happy that I was able to keep it together. And even though I did a lot of that by myself, my two boys can tell you for a fact that they weren't short of male figures in their life because of the family support, close friends who respected them and myself. And they really looked out. They were disappointed when they saw, one, two things coming on. Sometimes they would even speak to my sons and give a dose of reality to them too. And that again speaks volumes of the community and friendships and bonds that we have where that statement is true. It takes a village to raise a child. So I know what it is. It has made me a stronger person. I've never, ever bashed their father. That's him to sort out. Never bashed. I always asked, have you heard from your father? Did you call them? Did it? Now that they're older, that ain't my problem. They're their own adults. They got to deal with their dad. I don't question, no, but all true when they were in their vulnerable days. And this is a mother speaking to mother who had to do it, who depended on family, who depended on very close friends that are still very intimate in my life right now. I did it. I couldn't be a dad, but I've had male figures in their life to help me raise two boys. And kudos to Eric coming into my life as well. He was a critical part into those boys' life. And but to tell you that they lacked or they wanted for that role model, no, But it made me a stronger person. It took a lot of self-control. It took a lot of discipline to not speak ill, because it is very easy for you to fly off the handle and speak ill to your children about the other party. Not Sabrina. Oh, no, you don't. I say they will all become adults. They'll figure it out. But for me, never did it. Moved on, did what I had to do, playing double role, bringing them up. And now the Lord has blessed me with two of the finest young men. I have to give God thanks. I have to give my family thanks. I have to give my close friends thanks who were there. And kudos to Eric for stepping in and just being a part. I mean, he accepted them. And, you know, that means the world. He didn't come to replace by one bit, but they they grew to respect him, and he shared what he had to share with them. And so they can't tell you that they were lacking for anything. As a matter of fact, little brutes were spoiled, but respectfully. But all accounts, the feedbacks that I've gotten from even people outside, what mannerly children, what a fine young man, what this, oh my God, I got to listen. Which son you say? But so far, I must say, I have only gotten back positive response from both of my boys. And I must say, you know, I give credit to God and Eric and all of you men in my life. Yeah, I'm free to say it. There's a lot of men in my life that contribute, not a whole heap, just really, really close friends. Do not read into that, because I know Alfred, he'll probably pick up on that. But no, serious, on a serious note, you know who I'm talking to. And to this day, you guys are still very close to me, and you're still there. And I know if at anything, all I got to pick up the phone. Hey, and don't think my two brothers as well. They helped me along the way as well, despite them being younger than me. Yeah, they will talk to them and my two boys and stuff, because like I said, as a mother, I couldn't be a dad. There were just certain things that I couldn't tell my sons what to do, and or understand it from a father's perspective. But I was always blessed to have men in my life that could give me advice, or even take my sons on the side and speak to them. And here they are, grown men, married. One's married and getting ready to start a family of his own, and the other one is getting ready as well, I'm sure. And I must say, thank God. I must say, I'm blessed. Barbara G says, birthdays are your special day. So yes, should celebrate with love. After 10, calls should only be made by immediate family or an emergency. Thank you for weighing in on that, Barbara G. You and I are on the same page, my sweet. Thank you for weighing in and answering that question. Andrew says, fathers are so important as role models to steer young men and women into quality citizens in our society. Single mothers can only do so much. So sad to see absentee fathers who abandon their children. And a lot of them, bad mind. A lot of them, it's out of anger. A lot of them, and they don't realize their self-sabotage. And all you try to come around when the kids are adults, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. And that is at a time where these children are quite capable of making decisions on their own. And I feel that that's a time that you could deal with you. You could deal with you. So it's very interesting. But thank you, Andrew, for weighing in. Yeah, fathers who abandon their children. It's some of them just don't care. They just move on, and some of them don't even know the kids exist for whatever reason. And sometimes that may be a good thing because of the environment that they are living in. And, one may not want their child to be exposed to certain things. And some just are absent because they choose to get back at the mother and not realizing they're sabotaging themselves. So, hey, it is a wicked world that we live in. And with every decision, there are consequences that come with those decisions that these adults make. Wake Up came and said, thank you. The church was a big help, and wanting better by watching and learning from good examples around in my community. Thank you so much for confirming that. And it's amazing, how, and what an impact that could have on you. Thank you again, Wake Up, for sharing that with us. Because that just goes to show you the community that we have. And even now, here we are, where we're saying that you can reminisce over that, but has our community changed? Then versus now, are we still that type of community where, you can look at people in a community and not be scared? You're hearing what's happening. Things and times do change. And even now you have to be conscious with even those that you call it's your friend. So is it the same? Is it the same? Your time of living and with being raised by a community and into church Right now, you're gotta be giving them a side eye almost because of some of the stories that we hear. But we're just so happy that you were able to raise up in a time where that was still clean, and here we are. Here we are embracing life. Well, I'm hoping that if you're a parent, that you don't make that steer you with how you become a parent. And definitely you can be a better parent than what you got, and that you will find joy out of that because you're breaking definitely that mold. Yes, I got a WhatsApper here. Yes, oh, so good. Thank you for weighing in with this. Good evening, beautiful. McDonald had the best. Okay, they're just joining in. McDonald had the best malted milk ice cream. You could smell their chicken all through town. You can still smell it from my grandmother's now. And this WhatsApper know exactly what I'm talking about because my grandmother's house is still there. And when I go to visit my aunts, I can still smell McDonald's chicken in the evening. So nothing has changed, my love. Nothing much has changed, but you are quite right. Thank you. And I hope I can take you back to those memories. Remember those days sitting on that wall out by Trifles? Remember those days? Now you know I know who I'm talking to. Damian Henry is weighing in. Some only show up when their kids become successful and take claim to fame. Damian Henry, you are so right. And like I said, joke's on them. And you know what's heart-wrenching? And I've spoken to a lot of mothers who have made sacrifices and raising children by themselves. Then they make something of themselves. They graduate, they've gone through all the struggles, they've funded, they've had to go for loans, they've had to do for, and then all of a sudden, like what you're saying, Damian Henry, when success comes, they come and they claim to fame. And the mother, sometimes, a lot of the stories that have been shared with me, you can see where the mom's heart kind of sink when they see, sometimes, not all the time, the reception given of that child. It's almost as though, why are you doing that? Deep down, they hold it together. And I know many a times they would say, well, why would you even go there? Why would you even embrace all of the sleepless nights, many nights without food, juggling the bills to make sure that you could get where you get? This man comes out of nowhere and you're actually doing selfies. Like, what the heck? It's almost, from what I'm hearing, is that you want to strangle those, but you got to leave it alone. You got to leave it alone. I know it is hard, but let me tell you what, a leopard does not change their spots. And your kids, that is their father nevertheless. And in time, remember what I just said, the leopard does not change their spots. When they get older, they will find out. But the more you add accelerant into years of hate, and you're almost like, oh, there's ungratefulness. That don't. You did it. You did it. You did it. You did it alone. The Lord guide you. They assisted you in getting that child where they are. Just leave it. Time will take care of itself. You're not doing that from an ill place, and you're human. I understand it. You're human. But at the end of the day, joke's on them. Because let me tell you something. When you think people don't see, they see it. And they will smile with you. Because again, talking about our culture, but they're not forgetting. Take my word from it. You've been absent all along in a small jurisdiction like ours. Trust me. So jokes on the absentee who shows up on the minute's claim and fame. The children have to deal with that themselves, because at the end of the day, it's their father, it's their mother, whatever parent it is who's been absent. Because in many cases, sometimes it's the mothers that are absent as well, for whatever reason. But what doesn't change is that maternal parental connection. That's normal. And save from abuse. outright abuse, those kids sometimes are drawn even more to that absentee parent than who was always present. Don't ask why. I don't know. And it's like they're always trying to please that absentee parent with what appears to be little or no regard for the parent that remain present, remain there through thick and thin, biting their tongue, making the sacrifice. But there is a silver lining to all of that because they don't remain young all along. And sometimes some don't even wake up until after they have a family of their own. Sometimes these children do not even realize it until something backfires and they're like, holy crap, was this what mom was talking about? Was this what dad went through? Oh my goodness. What will resonate with them is that you were able to hold it down. You remain present in their life. Even when they may have drifted off and gone with the absentee parent as they got older, that's okay. Maintain focus. You understand the purpose. You understand the mission. And at the end of the day, your conscience sets you free. Because like I said, it's not you making up for lost time. The joke's on the absentee. They're the ones making up for lost time. And eventually, many a times, the children then find out. Many times they do. Andrew says, things have changed because back in the day, if I was going in the wrong direction, hanging out with the wrong crowd, there was an elder gentleman who would call me one side and say, young man, be careful of what you're doing. You would respect the elder as a father figure. Today in our society, you cannot do that due to non-respect and yeah, this is why I said it, Andrew. We are so blessed to have been living in a time like that where, at the end of the day, someone in the community could address that child because they know, the parents, the household. But now you're lucky they don't try to beat you. Yeah. So things in time have changed. But you know what? As bad as things be, let me call it as it is. Some of the most notorious, what you would call them, bad boys, or challenged children amongst us in our society. And I was having this conversation earlier this week with a friend. As bad man as they are, I'm speaking to Mikey Mannion, children, men, young men. Say what you want. They got manners. They have manners. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. I have been on the ground. I have engaged with some of the most notorious young men that they are unknowing their history, unknown to their full story. I can tell you they have been some of the most respectful young men that I can tell you I have ever encountered. To the point that when they're like looking at me and speaking, and I'm saying, okay, I'm going to try to help you. Oh, I'm going to get you a job here. I'm going to do my best here. I'm going to do this. When I see you out, I come up and I give you an embrace, or it's okay. You can touch me. If you see me out, just tap me on the shoulder. Let me know you there. And when I turn around and I realize who they are, I embrace them. And when they're telling me then their stories, like they're giving me the side, I like expecting me to flinch or like expecting me to get on. Didn't. Because that I saw hope. I still see the respect, and I'm not judging them for any mishaps they may have had in their life. Anyone during my time in elected office will tell you straight up to this day how often I visited the prison. Utmost respect. And even to this day, even when they're in there, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Miss. So that one thing I must say, manners and respect. But to tell you that the environment isn't changing, it is. But there's just something in our culture that even our most troubled kids some of them, the majority, for a good part, they're still very respectful to their elders. And I guess talking about man, I gotta eat or survival. It's a fine line, to be honest. But in comparison, my experience, and I have been on the ground for years, and I have shared this with people who have been on the ground with me, and we know them. They know that I've never looked at them differently. Never, ever, never. And I can tell you, my interactions has always been with the highest level of respect. Plain and straight as say they need to start posting the names of the deadbeat fathers and the deadbeat mothers too, name and shame. I see where something in the United States now where they're talking about revoking citizenship or something like that for fathers who, is it fathers? Yeah, fathers, always fathers. Why? Fathers who are behind on child support. Like if they're not US citizens, that anything who has gone through family court and not paying support or something like that, that they're up for non-renewal of visas or revocation of whatever citizenship that they have if they're actually in the court system. So that's a form of name and shame, to be honest. But I saw that in some headlines and I was like, is this real? Is this for true? That you can actually get your citizenship, your papers revoked on the grounds of you not paying child support. So, it's interesting. Live Happy is weighing in and saying, we are on the way of having an anchor baby, soon to be adults generation of new Caymanians with no father in their life. Live Happy. That is such a profound statement. And I am really hoping and praying that it is not as bad as it could end up being based on the term. The mere fact of labeling a human being who didn't ask to be here as an anchor baby. And when you break down the definition of an anchor baby, you only into existence for me to stay here or to say I could get a work permit continued or because I needed permanent residence, but I didn't want you still because I got my family someplace else. That in itself is putting so much on the back foot. But Live Happy, it could go in a wrong direction. I'm just hoping that some divine intervention will put certain things in place that these will all grow up to be good citizens in our society. But there is still the possibility of it going a little wobbly because you are quite right. There are a number of them who were just brought into this world and anchors. Oh, we can only pray. We can only pray, Live Happy. Andrew Campbell is saying, plenty of the problems that we face with crime starts from the home, not having a two-parent household. Child getting into trouble at school because they want attention and love. That is so profound, and you are so right. I saw that, Andrew, in my days of being very involved and active in the PTA back in the day. That furthered me into, that was Chance, if you guys heard, that furthered me into when I was in the community. And some of these kids, a lot of them in single parent homes, it's just amazing the response that I get even now that I'm no longer there as an elected MP. When they see you out on the road, their response. Not to tell you that they're lacking these in their homes, but a lot of, for the good part, working with a lot of these children, you get to learn the homes because some of the parents, single parents, they confide in you as women to women. Sometimes men will come, sometimes as a couple, and they got their ish going on, but they try to, what do you call it? Joint parenting or shared parenting or whatever. Yeah, there's a term, right? And it just not working out because then they're between two environments and two homes. And it is challenging. But you're quite right. A lot of the times the children are acting out in schools because of the environment that they're coming from. And a lot of them just need sometimes a hug. That's all they need. I have had cases where I guess a lot of these children, because I can go down and I can be jump into these bunks and castles with these children. I just love to be around them. And it's amazing when they see me now, as old as some of them be, they still run. They run with their hands open wide. And they embrace me. And all I see, co-parenting. Thank you, Damien. I even have right now young men who raised up with my children in school, my two sons. They're in prominent positions right now, let me tell you. And when they see me out in public, you can't tell them that they're not like back in St. Ignatius or back in primary school or when they used to hang in my house. And they are grown men now, young men in professional careers. And they will run up to me and they will hug based on where we are, or they would be like, they just give me that little look and I can remember them in school. So to be honest with you, a lot of them, it's the relationships that resonate with them that goes into their adulthood. And like I said, a lot of the kids who are acting out, I have had the pleasure of seeing some of these children. Some are working in the medical industry that had really challenging starts. And I'm so proud of them now. Some of them may not even remember that I remember them, but I'm so proud when I see them. And not to keep pushing their past into their face, but to see that they've navigated life and their life could have taken a total different road, mind you. But I was just so happy that even if it was pick up or drop off to school, coming over to the house and being with my boys, just creating that environment where you, my boy too, come on, come, let's go. When you go pick them up from track, so you don't have a ride, come, where's your mother? Here's my phone call, where's your father? Who's coming to pick you up? It's that they remember that. They remember that. But a lot of it for true, all these kids is just wanting attention, a little bit of love. And when they see it, you may not even realize it when you're dropping your kids to school. Boy, you won't see embarrassment when I would take Christopher to school. I say, I need a kiss now before you go. Oh my God, because he didn't want him to see him kissing or hugging his mama before he got out the car. Oh no. But what you don't realize is that that's normal. Even saying, I love you to these kids now that are adults and meaning it. Yeah, it's a norm. It's a norm. But other kids observing that and necessarily not getting that, we don't know what that's playing on their psyche. So sometimes if you're really aware of your surroundings, and let's say it is your son or your daughter's best friend, and you see them watching you all the time without judging, when you hug your son or daughter, when you drop them off to school and you see them looking, and especially if you know it's a close friend, you can say, come, have a good day. Just like that, respectfully. You'd be surprised because you don't know where that can take that child into their adulthood. So I had that thing when it wasn't banana bread or bread pudding. They knew me for that. Or to this day, even though these young men are now grown adults. Miss Sabrina, when you're having another barbecue, and this goes back to primary school days. They are adults, almost ready to get married, and they still remember those days. And I still create those environments, those experiences for them. I'm just so happy that I was able to actually do that, and they remember. You day step, mama still, literally, yeah. And it's just so natural. And now that I'm sitting back and I'm looking at it, some of them are going to soon be 26. These kids, they're like, whenever I'm around, and sometimes I'll get messages through my sons that they will say, well, we see you on TV now, or we hear you, we come across your podcast, or they'll send a message, tell your mama hi. What your mama cooking? They'll send by my sons. She not gonna light up the grill anytime soon or what? So yeah, they still do, Andrew, see that in me. But again, I want to take this opportunity to wish all of my dads father figures, a very, very happy Father's Day. And for all of you who are celebrating still or don't have a father in your life because they're no longer with you, hold fast to those memories that they have etched in your lives and make somebody feel extra special, or just take care of yourself. You know, if you're not one who's big on Father's Day because you are that person where you never had that figure in your life, that's okay. Enjoy the day nevertheless. Enjoy the entire weekend. Sometimes self-love, yeah. Take a free pass. Do it whenever you want. That's the big takeaway. But as we embark on to entering this weekend, I want to wish you a very good one, definitely. And for those of you who are venturing out on the road this evening, I want to hope that you have a safe evening. Please be responsible. And like I said, have a good weekend. Happy Father's Day. Thank you all for your loyalty. Thank you for your dedication. I know a number of you here are dads, from me, from my heart to yours. Happy Father's Day. Many, many more to come. Please be safe. Have a good weekend. Good night. God bless. Love you lots. Until Monday, take care.
That's a wrap for today's edition of Sabrina Speaks. Thank you for tuning in and for being part of the conversation. Remember, the dialogue doesn't stop here. Stay engaged, stay informed, and most importantly, stay empowered. We'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m., same time, same place, right here on CMR TV and radio, where your voice matters and your truth is heard. Until then, K-Man, take care of yourself and each other.
That's it for today's edition of Sabrina Speaks, where your voice matters, your story counts, and your truth is always welcome. Join us weekdays from 5 until 6:30 p.m. right here on CMR TV as we dive into the topics that matter most to you. Catch the show live or on demand at cmrtv.com. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram so you never miss a moment. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and always speak your truth.